Good afternoon everyone, I'm Gary Martin and today we've got a special course vlog where I'm going to be playing a freehole challenge with Anita Mandl and discussing on how golf saved her life. How are you doing, Anita?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you, Gary. It's good to see you all.
How are you feeling about being on YouTube?
Oh, it's great. I'm actually quite excited about it, really, because I've seen how great your videos are and how many followers you've got, so I'm pretty excited.
Well, let's get teed off and then we'll talk about how golf saved Anita's life. So after seeing that tee shot, Anita can play. What are you off, Anita?
Oh well, I've got a 9 playing handicap here, so my index is 7.3 at the moment.
That were an absolutely solid drive. And guys, Anita's not ill. She's in really good health. You've not been ill at all, have you, really?
No, I haven't. No, I'm really healthy.
Probably feeling a bit down at some stage.
Yeah,
in lockdown.
Yeah, it's been a tough 18 months for all of us, I think. I feel for all the people who've suffered losses and the people who've got really ill, but it's been tough in many other ways for some of us.
It really has, and you know, I wanted to cover this story because I think, you know, golf, and I always keep saying this on this channel, that golf's not just about playing. There's so many indirect benefits for you guys. You know, if you join a club and you retain your membership for a while, and it's helped you in a way, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've got my own travel company, and so from March 2020 I had no work, no business, and to be honest, Gary, I wasn't in a very good place. But then in May the golf courses opened up and it was just wonderful. It was great to come back here. First you could just play in a 2-ball and then gradually in a 4-ball. But you could come here and you could see people,
yeah,
and you could go out, and for those few hours that we're out on this golf course, you put all your worries behind you, and it's just playing the sport that you absolutely love with your friends.
So many people will relate to. I remember having these conversations with you when we came out of lockdown, you know, and like you were saying, you could just switch off from everything. And it just made you feel normal again, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. We'd go out with different people, you have a bit of banter, and you're at peace with the world. It's just a wonderful place to be. It
were. Right, we're going to take these shots. We're pretty much level, actually, after both them shots. And what have we got in? About 150?
About 150 downwind.
What you got, Anita?
I've got a 6-iron.
6-iron?
I normally take one bigger, but a lot of wind today. So
yeah.
Here we go.
Great strike. A little bit left.
Got over the bunker.
Has it got over? A bit of members bounce. So get in the comments, guys. You know, Anita's got one shot. You know, quite a low handicapper. Who's going to win this match? Get in the comments, let us know. So, you know, obviously Anita, you had a travel company in lockdown. I'm guessing absolutely nothing were happening.
That's right, yeah.
So what did you do?
Well, to start with, I felt sorry for myself a bit and watched lots of movies and binged watched Benidorm.
Cleaned house a little bit.
Cleaned the house, drank wine, ate chocolate. But then actually the first lockdown, here at the golf club in the ladies section, we've got over 120 ladies here. We have a Facebook group, and so we all got in touch and kept in touch saying what we were doing. And then we used to have our regular house party meetings and Zoom meetings. And then someone came up with the idea to make a book for the Lady Captains charity. So they said, let's do a recipe book. So we said, yeah, but that's been done so many times at golf clubs. So I said, why don't we do a lockdown book so everybody can contribute? So I put it together. I asked everyone to send what they had, and so we had recipes, poems, photos of deserted parks, car parks. We had anecdotes, how we felt. The whole thing was related to lockdown, but slotted in between were our favourite recipes. There were a lot of cake recipes in there. Once we completed that, then we started to sell it for our Lady Captains charity, which was great, and we still have some now. So we sold them for £7, and it was really good, and it was quite therapeutic actually, having something to focus on and do all of that. So that was during the first lockdown.
I remember these books being sold through Pro Shop, yeah. And I remember having a little bit of a sneak peek in them. And they were brilliant, honestly. You know, they'd be absolutely great to look back on in 20 years' time, wouldn't they?
Yeah, actually, we've many people bought them, and we've also put them in the club archive.
Right.
So, you know, when you come to the club and you see a lot of the competitions didn't happen in 2020 because there'll be a gap, people go, what happened that year?
Yeah.
And in 100 years' time, maybe people will look and see, oh, look at this lockdown book. That's what happened in 2020, because we've got the story, we've got a great introduction of what happened to explain it all. So that went into the club archives, the lockdown book.
I'm putting you on the spot here a little bit. Can you remember any of the funny jokes in there? Because I remember looking at it and absolutely creasy, because they were so relatable, weren't they?
They were.
There was some. We'll have to. I don't know how we can show these guys. Is there any way we can get some footage to them, or?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've got...
Is it still for sale?
It's still for sale.
How can we sell it?
If they put a comment, maybe we can sell it. And some of the jokes, I'm trying to think of the jokes now. The only one I can find was, it wasn't related to lockdown. It was like, I made friends with a spider in my house. He's quite nice. He's a web designer.
There were some beauties in there.
There were some really good ones.
It really tickled me, you know, and it sort of like brought memories back to my lockdown experience, because we've all had the same experience, haven't we?
We have, and I think what it did for me also was show the community spirit of this golf club, being in obviously a member with everybody, but also being in our ladies section, because how much we all care about each other and what we do to help each other. I know that one of the younger members, some of them, we were all saying, look, any of you older ones who are shielding, if you want shopping done, we'll go out and do that for you. Or if you want things fetching, or we'd phone up some of the older ladies who were living on their own, just to make sure they were all right. And that's kind of the community spirit. That's another reason golf saved me, because it's not just swinging a club and playing the sport you love, it's everything that goes with it, really. It's wonderful. Also, you've got the nice pro here, Gary, who teaches us all golf. He's fantastic. So it's everything, and you realise how important that all is when it's taken away from you and you can't come here.
Yeah, I remember Alex, you know, getting us into work and just making phone calls to people, you know, people that we thought might be, you know, have not had anyone to speak to in a while, and you know, I think that really added a lot of value to their membership. You know, they really appreciated it, and it was just a nice thing to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, she's left the door open here for me.
No, I've just been watching the Ryder Cup. They weren't giving cups like that.
I'll give you that one.
Thanks.
Is that 6?
Yeah.
So this one's for the win. I'll
give you that.
No, it's not a gimme. It's not a gimme. It's not a gimme. I was being a bit greedy with my first putt, I think.
We'll just blame the wind.
We'll blame the wind on that one, but it's a half.
It's a half.
So all square. So a lot of you guys have been asking to see a lot more of me playing on this channel. It's something that I've not managed to do that much of, but you know, it's something I'm going to do. I'm going to try to cover some of these really interesting stories within golf as we play matches, you know, and obviously play some golf. So we're all square. We've got 198 yards now off the back tees here. It's a really stiff breeze. It's going to be a tough one. Is that going right?
Yeah.
Missed that one right. What a lovely hole it looks from here.
It's nice, huh?
It's a completely different profile, isn't it?
Yeah. Our tee used to be back there, then they moved it forward because they moved the 15th tee back.
Yeah.
So. Oh my god.
Took a bad bounce.
No, it's alright. It's a little bit right.
So I think we just finished off there touching on, you know, how we felt a little bit down in lockdown, and we've all got our own reasons for that. You know, obviously I love my job, I love, you know, coaching and playing golf, and you know, my social life I've got. And what were kind of your reasons?
Well, because I've got this passion for travel, I've been passionate about it since I was about 8 years old, and then I built up my own tour company, so I used to take groups on tours all over the world, escorting the tours myself. So obviously that was gone, and plus I spent so much energy building up my business, and then you just see it all falling down. And I had to keep working because I had to give everyone refunds for trips they'd booked. So it was really hard because I was battling with airlines, hotels, suppliers. But I am actually really proud to say that I did everything right. I gave everybody all their money back, kept everyone happy, and that was the main thing. But it was sort of quite soul destroying in many ways, and you couldn't really see an end to it either.
No, that's a really, really good point you just touched on. I can't even imagine the hassle you've had with airlines, because you know, you all guys agree on this. If you've had one cancellation from an airline, what a hassle it is trying to get a refund. You know, and you've had to do this probably numerous times.
Yeah, about 100 times. I'm
going to have to put this camera down.
Is it really heavy?
Oof. Wow, I need to train these arms a bit more. So I mean, obviously, you know, how's the business doing? I mean, have you had to diversify, or, I mean, it is golf related travel as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I do. I've always been doing some golf trips on top of my regular tours, which I've been doing to Asia and South America. But because I've got the love of golf, the passion for golf and travel, it's a great combination. So mainly with my American clients, I was doing some trips to Scotland, Ireland. So anyway, obviously we weren't getting overseas visitors here to the UK. So I realised in Scotland everyone wants to play the old course, the holy grail of golf. I know how difficult it is to get. So last year I thought, well, actually, because nobody's coming here, I'll be able to get some tee times. So I did nab some old course tee times, and I took some members from here up to Scotland, and we all went to the holy grail of golf and played the old course, which was brilliant. And then this year we went to Royal Troon and played over there, so that was really nice.
I bet you've loved your life since coming out of lockdown, being involved in them trips. Oh,
it's amazing, absolutely fantastic, it really was. And the support I've had from people here who've said, oh yeah, we want to come with you, we'll come with you, Anita, and that's been really great too. So yeah, I tried to diversify as much as I could, but obviously my main sort of passion is going overseas to far-flung places.
Yeah, and when's that going to be back up and running then?
For me personally, next year, my
Yeah.
first trip will go out probably around, well, it will go out the end of April. But a little bit of short haul, so I'm going to go to Jordan and ancient Petra, and then to Iceland, and then golfing in Ireland, 2 trips.
Now I'm starting to realise how you got yourself a little bit down and depressed in lockdown.
That's it. It's like
being stuck in house with friends.
yeah, my husband's lovely, but yeah, being stuck in the house. So he did cook for me all the time, which was great. But yeah, I mean, I felt like my wings had been clipped a little bit. My passport was like in the drawer and stayed there. So yeah.
Sorry about that, Franz.
No, he doesn't mind.
Let's play these shots and then we'll carry on.
Oh,
It's over, it's on the dance floor, a little bit left. You would have wanted it closer than that, wouldn't you?
I would, yeah.
I've got myself in a bit of trouble here. I'm gonna need a little bit of sevi here. I'm gonna need some good hands. I think I'm just gonna be happy to get this on the green here. Sit. I had to just take my medicine there, get back out there and try and scramble a half. So you can probably just see my ball there on the right fringe, and Anita's got a little bit of a 2-tier green here, so Anita's got a difficult putt. She's going to have to get the weight right here. Not too bad. Oh, it's a bit... Ooh. Yeah. It's not done as well as I would have hoped.
it's all right though.
It's not done bad.
Well, I think I'd give you that, Gary.
I've not got a marker in my pocket. Shall I finish it?
Yeah, okay, but I'd give you it.
I know. Yeah, I feel a bit bad taking these though. Might regret it then.
Right, let's just do the half then.
Got that one for the tile. Oh, unlucky, Anita. Pick it up. So I'm 1 up with 1 hole to play. We're on the 18th hole here at Huddersfield Golf Club. This is one of my favourite holes. It's a lovely par 5. You know, once we get to the top of this hill, there's some magnificent views which I'll show you. And we're going to hear how golf really did help Anita save her life. You know, and help her come out of lockdown in a really positive way, and you know, get back on track. So I am using an iron. You might be wondering why I'm using an iron. I'm using a bit of course management here. It's a par 5 into a very strong wind, and it's a free shotter today. It's not one that I could probably get there with a driver and an iron, so I want to make sure my first shot is in play. It's getting a bit dark as well, isn't it? That's well struck.
Yeah, it's a great shot, Gary.
I could not strike that any better. Solid drive.
Tried to keep that a bit low against the wind.
So if you've not played Huddersfield Golf Club, you're going to get to see a great view here. Anita didn't quite make it to the top of the hill. But have a look at this. That's the 18th hole. You can see mine down there just on the right. It did get over the hill. And I've got a chance of getting on the green in 2. What I love as well is the clubhouse. Look at that. How amazing is that? And that's where we'll end up to finish this little interview with Anita. Think it'll have made the semi or the long rough?
I think it's probably in the long stuff.
Really?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Are you a tiger fan?
Am I a tiger fan?
Yeah.
Actually, this tiger is all about the tigers of India.
All
I mean,
right.
I do like tiger woods, but
Yeah.
this particular tiger is because I used to go out just looking for tigers on the safaris in India, so this is one of my Indian tigers.
You really are into your travel, aren't you? Quality. So I did say that I didn't think I could get there in two tonight in this wind, but it's leaped over the hill and I've got 220 downhill, so I'm going to hit a free iron and try and just move it off them left bunkers. I might be being a bit optimistic here. Let's see.
Oh, Gary.
Not a good shot. I think I talked too much about that one instead of just hitting it.
You can get up and down from there.
I can get up and down, yeah. We're only human. We're just going down the 18th. It's actually getting quite dark early, isn't it now?
I know, it's really drawing in.
So we might have to just finish some of this conversation in Clubhouse with a drink, which sounds pretty good. But you've got a shot, you've got a chance of getting on in free. There's no shots remaining, so well, you need to win this one, Anita. No pressure.
I need to get a birdie here.
No pressure.
No pressure.
I mean, I'll be telling everyone at golf club. How far did you have?
I just know I'm going to take a 7-iron. It's
Right.
about 130, but
130.
it's going to play a lot less than that.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to try and get it over these ones, because I'm used to playing from that side of the fairway. This is quite new for me.
Great strike. Well done. I'm sure that carried the bunkers, didn't it?
Yeah, it's on. It's just at the back of the green. I was thinking the wind would bring that, but it stopped, hasn't it?
Yeah. So it's been a bit of an indifferent match tonight, but again, it comes down to the short game, doesn't it? And we keep saying this about golf, you know, it always comes down to the short game. I don't think the end result's too bad, but it was a bit of a negative stroke, to say the least, but I think it should have just done enough. So I'm afraid, Anita, I think you might need this one.
I think I need to hold this, do I?
I think you might need this one to win this all and tie the match. Ooh, unlucky. So in gentleman style, I'll give you that one, Anita.
Thank you, Gary.
So is that a 5?
That's a 5, yeah.
Well done. Not a bad 5 in tonight's wind, is it?
That's good, I'm happy with that.
I've got this for the 4, but I might have to lag it, I'm afraid. Won't be racing this one.
Well done.
I'll finish it.
Your match.
I'll finish it. This is for a 5, isn't it? Thank you, Anita.
Well played,
It's been
Gary.
a pleasure.
It's been nice, thank you.
and we'll carry on this conversation, guys. Stick with us on this one because I think this is probably the most interesting part of the evening. So I've enjoyed playing with you.
Thank you.
But there's just a few final points, obviously, on this topic. Our golf sort of helped you get through lockdown, and effectively saved your life. Because if you didn't have golf, all these wonderful things probably wouldn't have happened, would they?
Well, that's right. I mean, it was so important to me, and when I think back, I realise how lucky I've been to be able to focus on. It gave me something to focus on, improving my game, playing golf, trying out different shots. And I think I need that in life. I'm a person, I really need to have something to focus on, to work on, whatever I'm doing.
I remember you coming for a bunker lesson and trying to really get over your woes, out of bunkers and really improve your game. Really did work on your game, didn't you, coming out of lockdown? Oh,
I did, yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it because I went from somebody who had hardly any time. I was so busy with my business, with this, to someone who had just bags of time all of a sudden. So it was a really strange transformation.
Get in the comments, guys, what did it lead you to focus on? If you were like me and Anita that, didn't have any work through lockdown, what did you focus your attention to? Because, I think, in second lockdown, when you didn't have golf, it really made you aware of the fact that you needed a focus, didn't it?
Well, it did because we went into the winter lockdown, which was January, February, March, so 3 months in the winter.
Yeah.
And it was you couldn't go and see your family, you could go for a walk, that was about it. So I thought to myself, well, I need to give myself something to focus on. I can't just sit here and feel sorry for myself. Well, I could, and I nearly did, and I wasn't in a good place again. But then I remembered the lockdown book that we'd done for the ladies section, and I thought, well, I could focus on something like that.
Yeah.
So I started working on my travel blog because I used to keep one, and then I read through some posts from about 2010, 2011, and actually they were really entertaining. So I thought, well, I'll just write my own book.
Yeah.
So I got cracking with that in January, and it took me 3 months to write, and it was great. I loved it. It was very therapeutic, actually.
You've got it, yeah.
Yeah, I've got it here. It's called Tuk-Tuks and Samosas, and it's not about everywhere I've travelled. It takes in India and the Himalayas, so Bhutan, Tibet, Nepal, but mainly India because my dad's Indian, as you know. And so it starts with me when I was 10 and I first went to India. But it goes back further than that. When India was split into 2 countries in 1947, my dad was 7 and he had to go on a boat from Karachi to Bombay for his safety. And about my grandparents, my grandfather came to London in 1925 to study at Imperial College. So a little bit of that, and then a big journey around India with a group, with me as the tour guide and all the crazy things that you can happen when you're out on a tour. And it's called Tuk-Tuks and Samosas because I used to pile everybody in the tuk-tuks and we'd go on these crazy journeys. But also the samosa theme is when I was 10, I tasted the most wonderful samosa in Calcutta, and I've been searching for the perfect samosa ever since. So that's why I had a theme. And the other theme in the book was my passion for trying to help the street kids of India, helping the orphanages. I've set up computer centres in schools and all things like that, so that's included in the book.
And I think what's really amazing about this as well is that, how much support we've had from members. We're selling it in Pro Shop, and members are coming and buying it, aren't they?
Oh yeah, I've had lots of support from the members here. Many of them have bought it and they've read it, and they're giving me some really great reviews, great feedback.
Yeah.
So again, that's how the golf clubs helped. I mean, there are a couple of golf-themed points in the book. Well, there's one about when I took a whole load of members to India on a tour, so I featured that. And then also when I went on the Holy River Ganges in India, this vendor, this souvenir seller, was trying to sell me this little pot of Ganges water, so I bought it because I used to feel sorry for the sellers. I used to sell ice cream myself on the beach in the south of France when I was 18, so I know what it's like selling to tourists, so I just buy things that I don't need. And I bought this pot of Ganges water, and I came home and I'm thinking, what shall I do with this? So I hooked it onto my golf bag. And then on the 16th, where we teed off, it's my favourite tee, so I poured it onto the tee there. and made sure it sort of went into the soil, so it's kind of the holiest tee on the golf course, the holiest tee in Yorkshire.
Well, it certainly worked for you tonight, anyway.
No, I lost half that hole. I did all right, didn't I? It's the only hole I didn't lose.
So obviously, you know, it's not been a vlog to sell a book, but it is available to buy, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's called Tuk Tuks and Samosas. It's on Amazon or it's on my website. So you know, it's and it's a good read. It's got lots of nice pictures in. There's a good picture actually of me swinging a golf club at Everest Base Camp. So I went to Everest Base Camp in Tibet because the Chinese have built a road there, and I took a golf club. And my husband France sawed it in half before I went so it fit in my suitcase, and then he put some wood for me to put in the middle and I taped it together.
Yeah.
So when we were heading to Everest Base Camp on this bus, there were some other people not in my group, and I was like getting this golf club and I was taping it all together, and everyone was looking at me thinking, who's that crazy lady with the golf club? Have they got a golf course at 5,400 metres above sea level? And then I got my picture taken swinging the golf club with the highest point on earth in the background. So.
Honestly, Anita, I can really relate to, you know, how much effort you put into this book and starting a project like this, because you guys will know at that time that's when I was starting YouTube.
Oh, of course,
so, you know, we
absolutely.
wouldn't be here tonight, wouldn't be doing this tonight if it weren't for me getting in a point like you where I thought, what am I going to do with my time?
Yeah, absolutely.
And through obviously James Robinson, you know, and being a close friend and going on walks with him, and you know, he really guided me through getting started up with the channel.
That's brilliant, Gary.
And that's kind of why we're here now. So.
Well, we're all proud of you at the club.
You're
You're an amazing guy, and your YouTube channel's fantastic.
I'm loving it, but I love stories like this. You know, turning something, you know, so negative into a positive. And you know, I think, you know, for any of you guys, if you really enjoy travel as well, we'll pop your links in the bio,
thanks.
because
Yeah.
you can see how, you know, keen and, you know, you love your travel, don't you?
Yeah, I think the book as well, a lot of people who don't even travel have read it because it's quite entertaining. You know, it's quite sad in parts and informative, and then it's also quite funny. There's some really funny stories in it as well. So it's, you know, there's one story about when I was on the tiger safari. You probably saw we saw the tiger on the golf bag. That's the tigers of India, and I was on the tiger safari. And these keen photographers came onto our vehicle because they couldn't see the tiger and we could. And we wanted them to leave and they wouldn't, and there was this monkey in the tree. And suddenly I heard this trickling and this monkey peed on these photographers. And so then they left our vehicle. So there are some really funny stories of things that happen on tour, because when you travel, things can be a little bit crazy. They're never the same twice. So,
don't tell them everything.
No, just one thing. That's only one thing. The golf club, yeah.
So I hope you've enjoyed that, guys. You know, I really want to I want to play more golf in this channel. I want to cover more stories like this. So if there's anybody watching tonight who's local and, you know, has got an interesting story that they want to share with other people, and we can have a bit of a game, you know, about your members or someone close by, then get in touch, because I really do want to play more golf on this channel. I've really enjoyed, you know, learning a little bit about your story. And I'm hoping and I'm excited that, you know, things pick up for you next year with travel as things starting to open back up. And I guess, you know, because of you know how loyal you were to the people in your business, they'll support you, won't they? Yeah,
they already are. I mean, a lot of my clients have been absolutely fantastic. You know, they phoned me up and asked me how I was and how I was doing, and the support I've had has been fantastic. It really does sort of make you appreciate human nature and how great people can be.
My only little bit of final advice to you is enjoy your golf this winter, because I don't think you're going to get as much golf moving into next year and years to come as you've had over this last couple of seasons. So you know, don't let this next 6 months go by, because like me and Alex have, you know, we've been so busy for us this year, and I think you're going to get that next year, hopefully.
Yeah, no, I think I'll be that busy person again, hopefully, but then I'm sure it's all coming back next year.
So I hope you've enjoyed this story, guys. I will pop Anita's links in the bio, and, you know, do support her and have a look at a book, and, you know, even maybe look at booking a trip if you love your travel.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got lots of things coming up, lots of great things.
So yeah, thank you very much, Anita.
Thank you, Gary.
And we'll see you guys in a few days' time. Thanks a lot. Bye.